This meeting of the City of Socorro Planning and Zoning Commission meeting is set to begin. Due to the ongoing threat to public health, the City of Socorro, Texas Council and Commissions will be conducting a virtual meeting, broadcasted by phone and live streaming services from council chambers located at 860 North Rio Vista Road, Socorro, Texas 79927. To practice social distancing and limit the number of people physically present at one time, there will be no physical access to a location mentioned above. We do ask everyone to silence their electronics to avoid any sound interruptions. No disruptive behavior outbursts will be tolerated, and violators are subject to call disconnection and possible prosecution. Anyone who has signed up to speak or present will be called upon by the presiding officer to speak during public comment or on the specific agenda item, in accordance with Government Code 551.042. La reunión de la Comisión de Planificación y Zonificación de la Ciudad de Socorro está por empezar. Por el problema de salud pública en curso, el Concilio y las comisiones de la Ciudad de Socorro, Texas, transmitirá su reunión por teléfono y servicios de transmisión en vivo desde la sala del Concilio localizada en 860 North Rio Vista Road, Socorro, Texas 79927, para practicar el distanciamiento social y limitar el número de personas físicamente presentes. No habrá acceso físico a la ubicación mencionada anteriormente. Les pedimos a todos que silencien su equipo electrónico para evitar interrupciones de sonido. No se va a tolerar ningún tipo de comportamiento perjudicial o revoltoso. Quien no siga estas reglas, su llamada será desconectada y puede ser infraccionado. A quien se haya apuntado para hablar o presentar será anunciado por el oficial conduciendo la reunión, para hablar durante los comentarios públicos o sobre su tema específico de la agenda, de acuerdo con el Código del Gobierno 551.042.
This is the Socorro Planning and Zoning Commission, June 15th, 2021. It's 5:43 p.m. Call this meeting to order.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Item number 2, establishment of quorum. Andrew Arroyos,
Here.
Enrique Cisneros. Mr. Cisneros is absent today. Ernest Gomez,
Here.
David Estrada,
Here.
Arturo Lafuente,
Here.
Julie Dominguez. Ms. Dominguez is absent today. Miriam Cruz.
Present.
Thank you. We have quorum with 5 commissioners present. Item number 3, notice to the public open forum. Diana, do we have anyone that would like to speak today?
No, ma'am.
Item number 4, consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second? Thank you. I have a motion made by Mr. Lafuente to approve, seconded by Mr. Arroyos. Now, I would like to take your votes. Mr. Arroyos?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Cisneros is absent. Ernest Gomez?
Yes.
David Estrada?
Same.
Arturo Lafuente?
Yes.
Ms. Dominguez is absent. Miriam Cruz?
Yes.
Motion carried. Item number 5, consider and take action on the preliminary plat approval for Sendero Flores Village, being all tracks 4B and 4C, Socorro Grant, Block 27, for a new development.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. This is an application for a new subdivision. It's gonna be called Sendero Flores Village. This property is located off of Socorro Road. This subdivision had already been presented to you before, but eventually, when when this item arrived to council, it got denied because some technical issues. The problem has been solved by the engineer. The problem that we had with this subdivision was there was an irrigation ditch in the middle, and it was gonna prevent the flow of stormwater into the ponding area. This subdivision will have 15 lots. They're all classified R1, and it's gonna have a ponding area that was shifted over to the side. And I'm gonna show it to you here in just a little bit. It has a total of 4 acres. That's about 174,240 square feet. And it's owned by Raul Flores. According to the flood insurance maps, this is located in Zone X. Some of the reports that are pending are the soils analysis, schedule of the development, covenants and restrictions, and a traffic impact analysis. This is the preliminary plat. On the first time that they presented this subdivision, the ponding area was more towards the middle of the subdivision. Now, as you can see, the pond got shifted over to the left. And these little arrows that you see here, this is indicating how the flow of stormwater is going to reach the pond. Because of the height of the street, the developer is going to install a culvert underground. There's gonna be an inlet approximately where you see the letter A. And then it's gonna go underground and it's gonna flow right into the pond. That was the main concern that we had on the previous request. So with the problem solved, the Planning and Zoning Department recommends approval of this preliminary plat. I don't know if you have any questions.
Mr. Terrazas, that canal, that's gonna be deleted, I'm assuming, that's been cleared with the WID also, right?
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand the question.
Oh, that little canal, it's been cleared with by the WID, for it to go away, right?
Yes, yes. So the irrigation ditch that was interfering here in the path, the other thing I forgot to mention is we did get a document from the owner stating that, so this little ditch here used to provide irrigation water to the property in the corner of Socorro Road and Silvia. Well, the owner of this property relinquished the water rights. So we did get a copy of the documents where he doesn't need the water rights anymore, so they're gonna eliminate the entire canal. For that reason, this little culvert that was crossing under Silvia Court is not gonna be an issue anymore. They're gonna eliminate it completely.
I don't have any more questions.
So, question, Mr. Terrazas. By the ponding area, you said that it's passing in the land of the ponding area, also on the lot? Between the ponding area and the street, is there a ditch, right?
You mean this little area here? There's
No,
gonna be
by the ponding area of the subdivision, is there in between the street and the ponding area the ditch passing through?
The ditch is, let me show you with the aerial screen. So the ditch that was there is this one right here. It's right on the side of the asphalt, and it's gonna be completely covered. The culvert that was crossing under the street is right here, and it used to extend all the way to 3/4 of the property. The whole thing is gonna be eliminated. So the ponding area
Oh.
that you saw is gonna be about 15 feet away from this yellow line in this property.
Okay.
It's gonna be surrounded by a rock wall. And then on the side, it's gonna have a sidewalk and a swale. And at some point, it's gonna have an inlet. I'm gonna put it on the screen one more time. So approximately in this
But-
location, there's gonna be a drop inlet where the stormwater is gonna flow into the pond. There's gonna be another inlet over here. And
Is
it's-
there only gonna be 2 inlets total, Mr. Terrazas?
I'm sorry, I didn't get the question.
Are there only gonna be 2 inlets
Yes,
total?
yes. And the reason for that is because right here, approximately where you see the cursor, this is a high point. So the inlet that they're gonna put on this side is gonna capture the water from the lowest point. And the inlet that's gonna be on the other side of the high point is gonna capture the water from the other side of the high point.
I think I saw a speed bump somewhere on the aerial. Is that not gonna cause an issue?
No, it's not, because the speed hump is only covering the area that is paved. The swale
Oh,
is gonna be
oh, not on the
outside of the
side.
pavement, yes.
I have another question. And all houses are gonna be facing, oh, you took off this, what I was looking at. They're gonna be facing Sylvia Court.
Yes, that's correct.
And do we know what type of style of homes this builder has built before, or what he plans to build?
No, we don't have that information.
I think I had one other question. Let me see. I'm sorry, can you put back I was going off of that because the one I have on the backup is a little blurry when I zoom in. Thank you. I know what I was gonna ask. So these are all, they're requesting R1 zoning. And so I have 2 questions. One is they're gonna cover up, so the lot 474, or the number where I see 474, where the irrigation used to be, do we have ordinances that apply to how they're supposed to cover it up, or how they go about disposing that, since obviously it's been there for a while? Or is that covered by something else in their engineering guidelines that they need to follow?
That is correct. We don't have an ordinance that says how it's supposed to be covered. It's handled by the engineer's judgment.
Okay.
So that's why we have these improvement plans that they provided to us, where they're showing all the details of the infrastructure they're gonna be putting in. And right here, I don't know if you can see it. There's this faint gray line that you see here. This is the actual culvert that they're showing. And it's gonna end right here at this point where it's gonna flow right into the pond. So as you can see, this is where the first inlet is gonna start. And then the culvert is gonna flow into the pond according to, let me go to the next page. Here it is. This is the slope of the culvert. This is gonna be the first inlet on the right hand. Then it's gonna go underground. As you can see, the slope is substantial, and it's gonna reach the low point where it's gonna flow right into the pond. This little section that you see here on the side, this is gonna be the second inlet, the one we saw on the left. And this is where it's gonna flow from this point into the ponding area. So with that said, both sides of the high point are covered.
Okay, Great. And then you said sidewalk will be included as well as a rock wall around the pond?
Yes, the only sidewalk that the developer will have to provide is the little section that abuts the ponding area. The other ones will be installed by the builders when they start building the homes. The reason for that is because the sidewalk is the very last thing that is supposed to be installed, because when the homes are under construction, they break. There's heavy trucks going in and out of the property. So the sidewalk
Welcome,
is
and thank you.
the
If
sidewalk.
you are the host, press star now. Otherwise, please announce yourself.
The sidewalk is the very last part of the infrastructure that is usually required to be installed just to protect it from damage.
Okay. Thank you for answering my questions, Mr. Terrazas.
Sure.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
A second.
I have a motion made by Mr. Arroyos to approve, seconded by Mr. Estrada. Motion. Now I would like to take your votes. Andrew Arroyos,
Yes, ma'am.
Enrique Cisneros is absent. Ernest Gomez,
Yes.
David Estrada,
Yes.
Arturo Lafuente,
Yes.
Julie Dominguez is absent. Miriam Cruz,
Yes.
motion carried. Item number 6, Planning and Zoning Department report.
Don't have anything to report today.
I'm sorry, item number 6, Planning and Zoning Commissioners report.
We don't have nothing to report on my behalf.
I don't have anything either.
I do have a question, and maybe we'll post it for an item later. I wanted to know if, I know that annexation, it's outside of our realm, it's more of a city council thing. But I was wondering, since we are planning and zoning, if there's any way that we can get maybe a report or an update on the plans for annexation, or is that totally outside of our purview, Mr. Terrazas? Or Mr. Bati?
I guess that's a question for Mr. Bati, and if it's something that we need to provide, I'll try to find the answer.
Yeah, I think if there's some current plans that have been made public already, those can be shared, I guess in a form of a report to Planning Zoning Commission. As far as reviewing whether or not an annexation will or not happen, I think that's more in the purview of the city council. But yeah, I mean, if there's something out there or anything with the master plan, I think you guys can get you know, an update on it. If
Great,
it's available.
thank you.
Item number 7, Planning and Zoning Department report.
I guess the only thing we have to report is that we have a new commissioner again, Miriam Cruz. Welcome to the board. This is the only thing that I have to report today.
Thank you.
Welcome, Miriam.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Item number 8, excuse absent commission members. Do I have a motion?
Motion to.
excuse.
Before I vote, I'd like to know if anyone called in to share why they were not going to be able to make it today. I don't need to know the reason. I just need to know if they called.
No, Ms. Cruz.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Make a motion to excuse.
Do- I have a motion made by Mr. Arroyos, seconded by Mr. Gomez, to excuse. Motion carried. Call out members. Now I would like to take your votes. Andrew Arroyos,
Yes, ma'am.
Enrique Cisneros is absent. Ernest Gomez,
Yes.
David Estrada,
Yes.
Arturo Lafuente,
Yes.
Julie Dominguez is absent. Miriam Cruz,
No.
motion carried. Item number 9, consider and take action on the adjournment of this meeting. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion made by Mr. Arroyos, seconded by Ms. Cruz to adjourn. I'd like to take your votes. Andrew Arroyos,
Yes, ma'am.
Enrique Cisneros is absent. Ernest Gomez,
Yes.
David Estrada,
Yes.
Arturo Lafuente,
Yes.
Julie Dominguez is absent. Miriam Cruz,
Yes.
meeting is adjourned at 6:02 p.m.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Very
Bye-bye.
good evening.